Good evening, good evening. Sorry about that, my people. Sorry about that. My system on the computer has crashed. I just have to jump onto my phone at the moment while I'm trying to sort this thing all out because I cannot present from my phone at all. So bear with me a few so I get things back up and running on the computer so I can get my slides and everything back on stream. Thank you all very much for being here. Bear with me a second. Uh, Let me come off the phone one sec. I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Give me a sound check. I should be back on stream now. Thank you for being here. Just let me get my slides load up back into the system. Sorry about that, my peeps. I won't be too long. Sorry about that. Let me put my video clips back in studio. Good evening and welcome to my community of parity and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening and welcome. We have to take time talking, because I said, me no want Andrew control no blow after me. Hmm? Because if pastor get blow in a church, albeit at a funeral, huh? Me have to take time talk because me not a chance to turn up to Andrew Holness dopey them. Hmm? This man is unleashing all that him can on the nation. But if Horace Chang can forget that he's a doctor, do you think Horace Chang remembers that he's a minister of national security and the deputy prime minister? Come remember, Andrew, if he touch him and say, Chang, 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 you know, doctor? And he say, oh, backside. Me a doctor for true. Hmm? And then he sprang into action. Lucky Andrew did there to pat you and say, Chang, Chang, you know, doctor? Hmm? Between that, Chang would have sit down there and say, I'm the deputy prime minister. I'm the deputy prime minister. I'm the deputy prime minister. What a problem for our nation. Because if he forgets him a doctor, he can't remember the other two positions we have. Because the doctor one, he have it longer than the rest of them. Don't? And if he forget that the one day, he not go remember saying how the other two. He cannot hey, Mr. Darrell put out one resume. Darrell, hey Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz, you need to write again. You left out something. I see you put out your political resume. Darrell Vaz. Hmm? You put out your analysis story, Darrell Vaz, but you left off something, You left off something after the resume where you put out. So maybe you need to read it back again. Hmm? Darrell Vaz wrote an X. You know the bird where shit up himself over there? Hmm? He put out a bright and shiny resume upon X. But Darrell Vaz, you forget one of the most important things, what we have been asking about. What Global TV has been asking about Daryl Vaz, Diane Smith. Diane Smith is left off your resume. So reread the resume, put in what you put in, patch it up, Daryl Vaz, and come back to it again because you left off something rather important in your resume. Remember, we all know say nobody in a stone green mango has come to you, Daryl Vaz. But remember, Daryl Vaz, a ripe mango drop off a tree, don't? Nobody no stone green mango, Daryl Vaz. But I can inform you, Daryl Vaz, whether be fluxy mango or green mango, a ripe mango drop off a tree. And you're right. You're not fluxy, no. You're full ripe. You did it too long for green, Daryl Vaz. So you're full ripe, you know. Remember, say, a full ripe mango drop off a tree, Daryl Vaz. So when you put out your resume, remember your full work experience, Daryl Vaz. Graping and analyzing. We want to see that in your political resume as well. Just like how we want to see the Whopper set up and shoot it in a James Roberts resume. Why on politicians in Jamaica won't write on a resume properly? You can't come out, can't just give a half a sentence so and just left off the rest, the most important part, Daryl. What we want to know about Diane. We don't call popcorn or popcorn or whichever can in him, call him. We're going to talk to popcorn, any one of the can in there tonight. We want to have a conversation with him. Do you know Diddy? What's your relation with Diddy? Have you ever been to any of Diddy party? Will any of you Jamaican musician entertainer were friends of Diddy, Jay-Z, or Khaled? Will someone of you say something? Because you can't just walk and dodge with some. Because me go continue to ask because the two industry intertwine. They are not far from each other. They work hand in hand with each other. On a sign deal with those who sign deal with the devil. So we want to hear something from dance hall because we want to ask if dance hall shit up like a how we know say now Jay-Z, Khaled, and P. Diddy and the whole of them shit up. So we want to know if dance hall shit up as well. So I don't know how dance hall so quiet, like them not here, so they shitting up of hip hop one. Not you. We're not ready for you yet, John Crow. John Crow. We're not ready for you yet. Stay sideways with your other first. We could deal with the baby oil them first. I mean, that's not
Popcorn music. Right from Jamaica, no. Jeez. You really can't put on the girl them, you know. That pussy girl can't do nothing.
Popcorn. I don't mean that. Certainly popcorn. That's not me. So we want to hear from Uno about this situation with hip hop. When we get to know, say, everybody make it pan them knee or pan them back. And we know hip hop and reggae have quite some connections and relation. We want to know if our idols are in the devil worshiping and the sex scandal and the abuse of children we're hearing about. We don't know why everybody's so silent, like them not here. Nobody not cut no music off of P. Diddy. Awa, want to not hear about it? One or no need to come out and either support him, denounce him, distant on yourself, or make it clear so una never gone on a party. But una not go stay silent in peace because too much on a friend name a call Pambati where them not come out come defend and una not come out come disassociate yourself from neither Khalid, P. Diddy, or Jay-Z. What is going on, dancehall? What is going on with dancehall? Dancehall need to come out and stand up on them integrity where everybody know them normally stand up on. Uno can't fall short at this point, dancehall. How dare you all? Uno can't fall short now. Uno always stand on the front line of keeping the black nation straight. Now that we know what are going in a hip hop, and uno and the whole hip hop community intertwine and love up and dub up. And no not say anything, not even a song, not even a statement.
Pop on music. Right from Jamaica, no. Jeez. You gonna try to put on the girl, let me know. That pussy girl can't do music.
One on what did your Khalid hug up need to come out, come talk. One can't stay so silent. Not when such a big scandal that have tentacle that span outside of hip hop and America. No can't stay so silent. Somebody need to say something. We don't need to talk if dancehall shit up or if dancehall no shit up. We don't need to talk. But we can't just stay in a silence, some my youth. Not when we see hold on and Diddy a hug up, when we call it as par, when we Jay-Z sign music deal. We want to know because now we know say people have to give up them soul, i.e. them body or them mouth or them front to get somewhere in that industry. So we can't think to say we entertain them, we intertwine with those devils are an exception. I don't think so. So uno come out, come clear on a name. Because uno name simple I go call. It's as simple as that. Uno name I go call. Because say we see the relationship between uno and them. And it's all brewing and it's all going down. So if uno no want to come defend upon yourself, we just have got things say dance hall shit up just like hip hop. All right. Moving on to the devil.
Given by the lawyers for this judicial review?
I think a better question might be, what are not some of the reasons? Because the lawyers and Mr. Holness have thrown the entire kitchen sink at this application to apply for judicial review. He is alleging, and just to make the point, that judicial review is when you ask the court to exercise its supervisory power over, in this case, the Integrity Commission. So they want the Integrity Commission, they want the Supreme Court to make a number of orders and declarations. Essentially, they want the report struck out, except for the part in which the Director of Corruption Prosecution says that no charges should be laid against Mr. Holness. They want declarations that the Integrity Commission acted outside of its powers, that it acted unlawfully, a whole bunch of declarations. And they're saying this on the basis of the fact that they're saying that the Integrity Commission acted unfairly in relation to its investigation into the statutory declaration. They're saying there was illegality here. They're saying that the Integrity Commission acted ultra vires, means outside of its statutory powers. And they're also alleging breaches of constitutional rights. They're saying the Integrity Commission breached privacy laws, breached the data protection law. They're also very, very interesting. I don't think I've seen this before. What we're seeing here is a prime minister, a legislator, asking the court to strike out Section 14.5 of the Corruption Prevention Act, which is the section that establishes the offense of illicit enrichment.
Oh my goodness. So we have so much to get through, but I want to go back to that earlier story where the opposite.
Right. Let me clear up some things here with the judicial review in how Diane explained that Andrew is asking. From my understanding of judicial review, you cannot ask the court to strike out a decision of a public body. The purpose of the judicial review is for the court to review the decision of the public body. If the court think the public body hasn't used the appropriate method or the correct method to come to their decision, what the court does in a judicial review application is send the decision back to, would this be to the Integrity Commission, to re-decide on the facts. But what the court cannot do is substitute the decision of the Integrity Commission for their own decision. That's my understanding of judicial review. I hope I can be corrected, but that's how judicial review works. So striking out I don't understand that bit, because the court can't really strike it out. The court can send it back to the if the court think they didn't use the appropriate method to get to their decision, the court send it back to the Integrity Commission to re-strategize the way they approach it and come up with a decision. It doesn't have to be a decision favoring the Prime Minister, but just a different decision in law. So the Integrity Commission is saying they have retained King's Counsel and former Solicitor General Michael Hilton to lead their defense in the case the Prime Minister has raised against them. One thing to note as well, the Prime Minister is applying to the court at the moment for permission to apply for judicial review. If the court thinks his case doesn't have merit, the court will not permit him to go ahead with the judicial review. So let's wait and see if the court will entertain the Prime Minister's flimsy argument. But these are some of the many things the Prime Minister is asking the court to do. An order quashing the 30th of August 2024 investigation report and the September 5th special report. So he's asking for those two reports to be quashed. Order compelling Stevenson to recommend to the commission that Holness be exonerated in relation to 2021 to 2022. You remember when Pernell Charles had that rant in Parliament at the IC Oversight Committee, and he said the IC should be forced. The IC should be made to be mandated to certify the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. Well, the second point here would what they'll be asking for is asking the IC to make sure the Prime Minister is cleared of anything for 2021 and 2022. Also, a declaration that submission of the report to the Parliament was unlawful, except for the section which the Director of Corruption Prosecution, Keisha Prince Kamika, ruled out criminal charge for the non-disclosure of the bank accounts. This is the only part that the Prime Minister accepts within the report, because in that bit, the Director of Corruption Prosecutor declared that they weren't going to prosecute him, which is corrupt anyway, because 3 times it was brought to Holness's attention, and he failed to declare those bank accounts. So Keisha's argument that she cannot charge him because she don't know if he intentionally or willfully lied, that's false, because the report suggests that the Prime Minister was told 2 to 3 times of the account held in his parents' name, and he failed to declare it. So to draw that conclusion that she don't know if the Prime Minister lied intentionally, that's just corruption, because that was intentional. It proved it has been brought to his attention by the Integrity Commission, and he refuses to declare it. So he intentionally lied. Then they go on. Declaration that there was no statement of response, suspicion of corruption in the report. So they're saying that there's no proper argument produced in the report that there was suspicion of corruption. So he's asking the court also to declare that that there was no statement reasonable arguing that there was a suspicion of corruption. Declaration that the IC and the 2 directors breach Holness and his company's rights to due process and privacy. I don't know how the due process part work, because you repeatedly fail to provide the information in order to assist them to come to their decision. So for you to be bawling out here now, say them never follow due process, wouldn't that be something you never follow? And again, Prime Minister, privacy rights. When you're a politician that is also running your own business, there's very little privacy rights that you have, Prime Minister, when you offer yourself up to the nation. When you offer yourself up for public service, especially the top job of the country, you have very little privacy, Prime Minister. Very, very little. And I hope the court make that declaration that as a Prime Minister, you have very, very little privacy. Declaration that the 2 directors act outside of the law, referring the case to the Financial Division. That is a frivolous claim as well, because outside of the memorandum of understanding that both have in order to information sharing and investigation, there are section, I think somewhere in section 7 or whatever of the Integrity Commission Act, where it gives them the power to do so. So not just the memorandum of understanding, the act also make provision for them to make reference or share information with investigators such as FID, order that the investigation by any competent authority should end, or that it would be unfair to continue investigating. So what he's asking here is that the investigation by that's been referred to TAJ and FID is an unfair referral, and the court should declare that to be unfair. Well, Olipa Frigri and Nagri, the Prime Minister is asking for declaration and order that the report be rejected as the directors unspurred the function of the court by unlawfully or illegally piercing the corporation veil, a situation which individual behind a company such as the owner or shareholder can be held personally liable. Okay, here it's going into the company law territory, where even though Holness and having 3 company, all of them in law are 4 different people. So you have Andrew Holness, the natural person. That's how it goes in company law. And then you have Imperium, the a legal person. Then you have what the other one named Estate Bridge. Estate Bridge is a legal person as well. And what the other one named something another media entertainment galangin is a legal personality. So what Andrew is saying here, that they shouldn't lift the veil and look into him when they're looking into his company. What he's arguing here that they should do is look at his companies separately with their legal personality, separate to Andrew. So he would be arguing here that the assets of my company should not be recorded as Andrew Holness's asset, because Andrew Holness, is a different person. I do not own the asset. The legal personality, which is the company, Estate Bridge or Imperium or whatever, they own that asset. So you must assess them as their own legal personality. That would be the route he's going down here with this declaration or order that he's asking for. But it's a bunch of mollywass that Andrew Holness is going off. And so here it is. Positive Jamaica, not a registered charity. Holness assert that Positive Jamaica is not registered as charity. Thus, he loosely referred to it as charity. Say he used it to make donation. He denies allegation of misappropriation of funds, calling them false and irresponsible. So what he's saying here, even though Positive Jamaica Foundation or whatever it is called it is used as a charity, it's not registered as a charity. So therefore, him don't misappropriate money. I don't know how it work out there. So I know that's the charity law is a charity law mix up in the trust era, which part me not like, and it's quite complicated. So Andrew and Eli them have to work out that. No request for breakdown of expenses. Holness claimed he was not asked to provide financial statement for 2019 to 2020, rejecting the Integrity Commission claim that he refused, hindered the investigation. So here him saying flat out that they did not ask me for what they claim they asked me for. Why? The man you don't stop in, don't tap at all, in, don't tap at all. Unfair burden of proof. Holness argued that the Corruption Prevention Act unlawfully placed the burden on him to prove the source of his wealth. Says the Director of Investigation arrived at unexplained sum of 1.9 million, which lawyers say would not trigger an explanation under the illicit enrichment provision of the law. Said amount not disclosed to him for explanation. Okay, let me deal with this top bit first. There's a thing that is called reverse burden of proof. How that works is the Integrity Commission investigations realize that the Prime Minister's wealth and asset doesn't tally up with his earnings. So rather than the Integrity Commission have the burden to prove that the Prime Minister is involved in corruption, the burden is then reversed to the Prime Minister to prove that that 1.9 million is not through illegal methods or some illegal source or whatever. So he is saying they placed an unfair burden on him, but Holness and him lawyer don't understand how these things work. Anyway, dismissal without hearing. He says objection raised during the investigation were dismissed without hearing. Well, we don't know what those objections are until him say them. Notice of interview. Holness say the Director of Investigation notice of interview with reference to illicit enrichment emailed to his lawyer on the 18th of August 2023, a day after he responded to a journalist on the issue. He was overseas on business and was told about the email came a day later. That's another flimsy explanation. Closure of affidavit of ADMAT Incorporated. This is another trust and charity era we're confusing. Holness decided to close his St. Lucia's registered company, ADMAT Incorporated, in 2020 due to transparency concern. He established Imperium in Jamaica and transferred his personal asset and those of ADMAT to the new holding company, all of which he said were declared in the Integrity Commission. But the Prime Minister don't understand, sir. And every year, him fi submit where him have and we grow from it. But answer given without prejudice. And the Holness responded to the commission queries about 2021 filing despite believing that the threshold for illicit enrichment wasn't met. He avoided public backlash and further delays, limited response to 2021, though it thought it best to answer because of delay in the clarification, in the certification, public interest, and his sensitive position as a prime minister. It's just, the childish rant, that's all him going on with. It really don't have anything meaningful. But as I say, let's see if the court is going to respond to the Prime Minister's argument, and if the Prime Minister have an argument for where master, because I don't know. But we could go into the Obia Galangin now. Obia turn up in a church.
No, just one.
You see? And you have to remember Chang saying a doctor.
When you sleep?
Up my mind. I want to be in heaven, says the MP. I'm sorry, but we have our rules. And with that, Peter escorts him to the elevator and he goes down and down and down to hell. The doors open. He finds himself in the middle of a green golf course. In the distance is a clubhouse, and standing in front of it are all his friends and other politicians who had worked with him. Everyone is happy and in neat dresses. They run to greet him, shake his hand, and they reminisce about the good times they had getting rich at the expense of the people. They play a friendly game of golf and then dine on lobster, caviar, and champagne. Also present is the devil. He's a very friendly and nice guy who has a good time dancing and telling jokes. They're all having such a good time that before he rises, it's time to go. Everyone gives him a hearty farewell and wave while the elevator rises. The elevator goes up, and the door reopens in heaven, where St. Peter's waiting for him. Now it's time to visit heaven. So 24 hours pass with the MP joining a group of contented souls, move from cloud to cloud, playing the harp and singing. I guess that's what they do in heaven. They have a good time. And before he realizes the 24 hours have gone by and St. Peter returns. Well then, you have spent a day in hell and a day in heaven. Now choose your eternity.
Paramaria Ali, I'm going to delete your comment. I will not take any criticism of Donna's charity that's not been proven.
The MP reflects for a minute. Then he answers, well, I would never have said it before. I mean, heaven has been good and delightful, but I think I would be better off in hell. So St. Peter escorts him to the elevator and he goes down and down to hell. The doors of the elevator open and he's in the middle of a barren land, covered with waste and garbage. He sees his friends dressed in rags, picking up trash and putting them in black bags as more trash falls from above. the devil comes over to him and puts his arm around his shoulder. I do not understand, stammers the MP. Yesterday I was here, and there was a golf course and a clubhouse, and we ate lobster and caviar and drank champagne and danced and had a great time. Now there's just a wasteland and my friends look miserable. What happened? The devil looks at him, smiles and says, yesterday we were campaigning. Today you voted. Friends, I pray that we will make the right choice. To recognize that Jesus is the good shepherd of our souls. And each of us, in whatever sphere of life we are called to display shepherding, caring qualities so that men and women can see the good work that we do and bring honor and glory to our Father. So that when we will have passed through this life, our lives will be celebrated as we are now celebrating Norma's life. So, may we embrace the reality of...
See when he call down the dopey there? You know what that pastor have to battle with so much Labour MPs sit down in front of him with all of them aisle up on them shoes and clothes fix up.
Be known and loved by the shepherd. Responding to his sacrificial love with lives marked by trust, obedience, and a deepening intimacy with one who knows us completely. Amen.
Hey, Harris, remember your doctor,
He's checking out. When you sleep?
How could Horace Chang forget that he's a doctor? This is bad. If the Prime Minister has to remind Chang that he's a doctor, go and attend to the sick. That's your Deputy Prime Minister, Jamaica. Your Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security forgetting in front of a patient that he is a doctor. Horace Chang forgot he is a doctor. How then can you rely on a good service in crime fighting? How can you be sure that your borders are secure? If your Prime Minister dropped dead tomorrow, Horace Chang, who doesn't remember he's a doctor, is what the nation is left with. Hey, spiritual warfare. We're not afraid of Holness, dopey them. Anyone who see Holness and want to see Holness, look up in the ear, run. Can't know what dopey are going to look after that. I open the nose, say anytime I see the Prime Minister roll up him eye in the ear, start run. Because falling angels. Falling angel I come down after that. I wonder if him sure up himself at India where there. Because if the Indian them there Jamaica pan street and in a Britain pan street I walk obvious or plane. Why in a India them wouldn't draw you in a them butteries and aisle you down and wash you down, then aisle you down, Prime Minister. Talk truth. Talk truth. Want to notice how the Labour councillor them were under force to do whatsoever that's a drop one so? I don't know what is going on in this dopey government, because a dopey government is turning now, you know. It's turning a dopey government now. That we are deal with. And just to say him can't get away from we. Because I see already them set up new shooting a Mandeville market. So we talk about it with seats are, but we talk about the over stolen goods them. We talk about the racketeering. We talk about the money laundering. We talk about the tax evasion. We talk about the scamming. We all of them same thing that we are talking about. You want to force with. You are supposed to talk about what you want to talk about. You don't say so we don't talk about the things them where you are trying to get what to talk about. I don't know when you're gonna realize it. But we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is a sitting prime minister and his criminal activities. A sitting prime minister who's using the court to muzzle parliament. And them something that we want to talk about. We want to talk about how your thief. We want to talk about you are the first prime minister to have your mother, your father, your children, and your wife embezzled in the same thieving gang where you're in a prime minister. That's the thing that we want to talk about. Why you push up the open thing them in our face what we don't want to talk about, so? Don't you get it by now? We want to talk about the prime minister's crime. We want to talk about the Jamaica Labour Party conspiracy. And them something that we want to talk about. We don't want to talk about all of the little gimmicks we are provided with to talk about. If pastor cannot drop down in front of you in a church, that is how toxic you are, you know, Prime Minister. Toxicity. That's why pastor a drop down in front of you, because on a aisle up and on be up in everything more do. On a sign to the devil, just like the entertainer them. Because of the whole on, we don't even know if someone a Jamaica politician or if the New York politician them end up at the galang. We don't know if Ono end up there. Because we don't see Bojo na Popcorn na Movado na Capleton na none of them have come out and talk. We wonder how much Ono mix up in the F3. We wonder how much Ono. We wonder if Ono we missing children them, we will come up missing. If Ono provide any of we women and children them for the sex ring. We need to ask those questions. We can't just stand up and fold with hand on sidelines so and go on like this is an America's problem. This is a global problem. So I don't know how we just stand up on sideline and fold with hands so and ask with Jamaica entertainers them if they're involved in the devil worshipping and the child abduction and the sex trafficking and them something there. Why aren't we not asking those questions? Why aren't we asking those questions? This is not America's problem. This is not just a hip-hop problem. This is a global problem. And Jamaica, which is so corrupt, cannot be outside of this unfolding problem that we are having. Open your eyes, people. Wake up. Wake up and open your eyes. We are sleepwalking in dictatorship. Wake up and open your eyes. We are sleepwalking in danger. The world and everything is changing around us. There's a new grapple for power in this world. And we, the people of Jamaica, don't seem to understand, say, everybody a grapple for power round way. Land is power. The more your land them buy up around you, the more your land them set up around you, the more power you lose in a Jamaica. Because you see, them can walk in with bulldozer on what they call squatters' land and just shove down everything. You've seen this prime minister done it before. And shamelessly turn up the other day. A hug up and greet. That is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a government who has been given a mandate since 2020, given a strong mandate, and all he has used it to do is to dictate and control the people of Jamaica. I keep saying it. Oh, Kamala Harris, wicked woman. Wicked liar woman. Can you answer this question, Kamala Harris? California. District Attorney for California. Can you say during your time as DA for California that no investigation regards to P. Diddy came across your desk that you have turned a blind eye to? I think it's fair that you answer that question. California. California, ma'am. Have there ever been any investigation, Kamala Harris, came across your desk that you turn a blind eye to or killed that investigation? All I don't need to answer question. Because the whole on will go on like say, I didn't want a criminal. There's more of you in the executive, investigative, and political and judicial arena that is as guilty as P. Diddy. So I don't know why I don't hurry up and bring other people's to books as well. And I go on, like I said, one man can walk and commit so much crime on his own. Why on things say? Why on Americans and on Jamaican things say Holness and P. Diddy can commit so much crime on them own without assistance of the fleet of the Jamaica Labour Party, without the assistance of SSL, without the assistance of Leachin and Jamaica National? Why do you think Andrew and Diddy commit so much crime without getting a lot of help, a lot of protection? So we want to see more arrests. I don't know where the FBI and Homeland Security are waiting. I can't him one responsible for so much crime. Him one can't commit so much crime. And keep it that we want to hear from your fireman. We want to hear from you if dance hall shit up like hip hop. When I go answer that question, I'm going to drag on every day. We don't need to come talk if dance hall shit up. We want to know. Now that we know how shit up hip hop is, we want to know how shit up dance hall is. One of them are friend. One of them are lovers and buddies. One of them perform and hug up and jump up together. We want to know if one of them party together too. We want to know if we're not involved in a smuggling with children them where go missing. Just go vanish in a thin air. So we want to know if our missing children are trafficked in this devil hellish business. So I don't know why Jamaica people not ask Jamaica entertainers question when them see the whole world a break down with the demonic practices of the entertainment industry. The church not far from it, the politician not far from it. Because remember, TD Jake tell us that he could have been swallowed up. No, we realize him and whole heap of them get swallowed up. Hmm? Them lucky. They are lucky. But Jamaicans, wake up. It's not going to get better if you don't make it better. It's your duty to change your country. These criminals who have it at the moment, it suits them the way it'll go. Why the people of Jamaica refuse to demonstrate against the most corrupt prime minister we've ever had? We've never seen yeah, the easy joke world, easy. We've never seen such a corrupt prime minister before. But yet, the nation still sit down and fold their hand like, you all can push him out of office, You can make the prime minister's tenure becomes untenable. When the nation comes out in their force and show that we cannot tolerate this, we're not going to have this. This is not leadership. This is not the leadership we voted for. It would have to step aside. If you, the people, exercise your power, this rogue of a government that we have would have to step aside. But the Labour Party is so crooked and shameless that they are willing to sacrifice the piece of credibility where the party did have left for one total person. One total person, they're willing to sacrifice the entire party for. The entire party. You're sacrificing for Andrew Holness. Because as I keep telling you all, the longer you hold on to this guy, is the more you're creating your detriment at the next general election. Holness cannot recover from here. He will never recover from here. Is a spoiled fruit, and bird I go pick it till it drop off a tree. As a spoiled fruit go. Are you never gone the mango tree yet, sir? A spoiled fruit. Bird I pick it one, side yes so side there so. In no time it will drop off a tree. But are you all prepared for the Labour Party to go down with Andrew Holness? Because people with political ambition don't kill their political ambition for a crooked leader. But I noticed the entire Jamaica Labour Party is saying to themselves, we are prepared to jump over the cliff with Andrew Holness. It is rather shocking that a party lacks integrity so much that it prepares to go over the cliff with the most unpopular leader they've ever had. It is rather shocking because if one thinks that Andrew is any good to the party, because we know him no good to the country, so we're not going to put the country in a hit. If one think Andrew is any good to the party and for uno electability, call the election or keep Andrew as long as uno can. And then you will see the punishment you will receive from the nation at the next general election. Thank you all for being here on the Global Television Group this evening. Join us back right here tomorrow on your At a Glance program, where we'll continue to troll the Prime Minister. And we're going to continue to come out and remind Dr. Chang it's not good to continue to practice with dementia. Good evening from the Global Television Group.